So I've been asked to start making videos back on magnetic devices for finding metal like meteorites. And this is a magnet sled I had disassembled a few years back. I think I created it, I don't know, I don't know, 6 to 8 years ago. You can probably find the video still on Media Cafe. But the idea of this is to use it for a beach that may have some meteorites or some metals on it, to pick up the metals not only for trash or recycling, but find meteorites that are well worth sometimes as much as gold if you find the right size and rare type of meteorite. I used this at a lake nearby and found a few little iron meteorites, which are really interesting to look at because it doesn't look like anything that you would ever find. You would have to possibly mine this thing up or use a magnet sled like this to pick it up. So you can use it at beaches, uh, flat rivers, flat creeks, your yard, new construction sites that don't have anything on it. It's just dirt. So you could pick up all kinds of stuff. And honestly, archaeology sites possibly could use this too when they break the ground on removing the grass and weeds and stuff. So great little tool. So I'm going to put these to kind of rough up the ground, in a few little spaces here. I've got my magnets right here. Got my rare earth neodymium magnets that I'm going to place all over it. You can even put stuff like this, embed them into speakers, into the boards. I've even got a little round magnet, and I think I'm going to attach this by a piece of wire and let it hang through the bottom. Make sure the wire doesn't pick up on anything when I'm dragging it. So basically just kind of screw all that down, put it in different positions, put some in between, some underneath, some in the front to kind of get the ground started and make sure it can, notice that, hey, there's a magnet there. Use something like this to rough it up. The perfect methodology, I think, to do this would be a round barrel. So a round barrel with magnets attached to it, and you turn it, you pull it, it goes around. As it flips around, it hits a spot, say like another piece of metal or piece of wood, where the metal object would pop into a small bin behind the wheel. That to me is the ultimate magnetic device to catch metal. That way you don't really have to clean the barrel like you would these magnets. You have to stop and clean the magnets, to make sure you're still getting new stuff on there once you're dragging it. But that barrel method, I've thought about that over and over. I may eventually try to make something like that, but it's going to take some time. And you really need magnets not like these, because these potentially could catch on something on the ground if you're dragging it through the woods or whatever, because they've got odd edges here on the magnets. So you need something flat like that if you want to use a barrel methodology. But anyway, so I'm gonna get this started. I'm gonna go offline, start putting some magnets on here, get this set up, and then see what we got. All right, here's what I've done so far. Got these little round ones here. They kind of roll as you move along. Got these to pick up, dig through the sand or the dirt or the rocks. I've got these on here. Now, once a long time ago, I took these, put them in a vise and push these down so they would be flat. But sometimes you break the glue behind your magnet by doing that. So I decided to stay away from that. Um, it's nice to get those ones with a bigger hole in it. All you got to do is just drill a space and put it in there, and you're good to go. But some of them, like some of these magnets, you're going to have to either get tiny, tiny screws or you're going to have to nail them in. So I'm probably going to end up nailing them in right here on the front so I can pick up some stuff with these neodymiums. So anyway, that's what I've got so far, and just working on some more and getting them on there. This is very time consuming, but kind of fun at the same time. So we'll get going here and keep pushing forward. So here's my magnet sled. Got some little clips here to dig up some soil as I move along. Got some clips from a shower curtain. Hopefully those will be enough. And I've got some magnets here. These are speaker magnets, and they are a booger to get out. So you have to drill a hole on the back side, get a nail to get it out of there, push the magnet out, mount it, put the magnet back in. Same goes for that one. So lots of little magnets. But hopefully we'll get a few meteorites or hot rocks, or who knows what we'll get out of there. So it'll be fun. I might take it out this weekend and see what we get. Thanks a lot. Take care. All right, we're going to do a little meteorite hunting in the river here. So I've got my magnet sled ready to go. I'm going to do a little path in the river here. So I'm going to do a little path in the river, cut it about 3 foot wide and say about 30 to 50 foot long, and then drag the sled in there to see if I can find any meteorites. Now, one thing with being iron in the river, you can actually capture some gold if it's stuck to the iron. So we'll see what we get here. And there's my little sled. I've still got a few more magnets I'd like to add. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but we're going to go ahead and get this started, and I'm going to break to go ahead and make my path. All right, you can't see it, but I started right up here at this little corner and went all the way down. It's about here. It's rough work trying to move some rocks just to scrape the top of the surface. And you can barely tell I even scraped the surface. So I'm going to drag it right here. And I've been on this river before and got possible meteorites, lots of magnetite. So we'll see what happens here. All right, here we go. This water is actually pushing this meteorite sled. I'm not having to do any work. It's pushing it the whole way down. And I can hear stuff grabbing hold of the sled. I cannot believe that thing is. I may have to put some more weight on it, like some heavy duty speaker magnets. That's pretty cool. All right, so I'm just going to go down with it. Let's see what we can find here. And then I'm going to pull it back up. I can hear some stuff clanking on it. All right, so I'm going to stop for a second and just see what we got. Actually, not much. I'm surprised I don't have more magnetite. But that's actually better. I'd rather not have the magnetite because it's a pain in the rear end to get off of the magnets, as you may know. So now I'm going to drag it back upstream. I gotta let it sink because it's like 3 inches above the ground. Let me go over here where it's a little shallower. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna need some weight on the front and the back. Keep this thing down. So I'm gonna pause and bring it upriver and bring it down. Nothing on there but magnetite, so we're gonna change our position in the river to see what we find here. Here's some little bitty magnetite pebbles. Doubtful on the meteorites. Definitely need some weight on this thing. Oh, sunk there. Alright, I think that's going to be the end of my test. More weight, maybe something more that digs into the soil.